Hello everybody, I'm Melissa and welcome back to Book Bar and welcome to a recommendation video. I know when everyone thinks fall, they think October, they think Halloween season, but fall goes through December. Now, I know what you're thinking, Melissa, you should have posted this early in the month. Well, I just didn't think about it, okay? You know what? It's fine. So I have 10 books that give me fall vibes that aren't necessarily like Halloween-y. They're more just like fall time. They give me like, they are books that like I want to read during the fall that I think are very fall, like atmospheric like, or their covers are very fall. There are a couple that have magical creatures in them that could be more Halloween-y, but they're also, I still feel like I want to read like paranormal and things during like all throughout the fall and winter, more so than like in the summer, spring and summer. So the first book that I have is It Happened One Autumn by Issa Kleypas. This is the second book in the Wallflowers series. The first one is It Happened One Summer, or not It Happened One Summer, Secrets of a Summer's Night. And I loved that one. And then this one, so the Wallflowers are 4 girls, 2 of them are sisters, one and then 2 are just friends that all are kind of wallflowers during the season, and they decide that year they're all going to find, or they're like each year they're going to find each one a new husband. And this is Lillian, who is one of the Americans. She's one of the sisters, and Marcus, Lord Westfall, and they have a very hate to love romance. They don't like each other at all. She thinks he's arrogant. He thinks she's nutso. And this one does have a little bit of like dubious consent in it. I do know Issa Kleypas has rewritten some of it, so I don't know if like this is one, or has rewritten some of her books. I don't know if this is one. It's the scene with the pair. I didn't think it was horrible, but I could see how people would say it is bad. So I don't know. I still loved it. I give 5 stars. I just love pretty much everything Issa Kleypas writes, but It Happened One Autumn. And then next, this one is more of a creature, The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. This is vampires and a human. So Oriah is a human who was raised by the vampire king, and she ends up entering into this like trial. Does it say what it is on the back? I can't think of the Kajari. And it's basically just to see who's going to be like the next leader. It's basically a fight to the death. So it's like Hunger Games meets Twilight. And there she meets a guy named Rain, and things might not be exactly as they seem. So, but I absolutely, it's a duet, and this duet is complete. So it like their story, Oriah and Rain, is wrapped up in the second book. So it kind of ends on a cliffhanger. I mean, you kind of need to keep going, but fantastic. Absolutely adored it. I gave this one 5 stars, both books in the duet. But they're very like fall. They just give fall vibes. The cover is very like fall. Obviously vampires are more Halloween time. But again, I just want to read all of that during the fall anyway, like fall and winter months anyways. So pretty much anything from like August to December, give me this. Then next I have Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks. I just recently read this. This is about a undertaker and a girl who moves to Ireland for work. She moves to Ireland for work, and she ends up living next door to why can't I think of what the word is? Cemetery. And the first chapter is she's like the beginning of the book. She gets a delivery of body bags sent to her house, and she's like, what? So she like goes next door and is very concerned about who this guy is. And they end up becoming like best friends. It's Callum and Lark, and Lark, the heroine, is a widow, and you kind of learn a little bit about her backstory. And Callum is like, he needs to get married by his 35th birthday in order to maintain his house and the cemetery and everything, and his livelihood and everything. Otherwise the business goes to his dad, and his dad's plan is to sell it off. So Callum doesn't feel like he doesn't feel attraction to women or anyone. Well, he just doesn't feel attracted to anyone. So he's like having a hard time with it. And so Lark is like, oh, well, I don't want to be in a relationship, but I will help you, like find you dates. We will do this. We will set this up. will hang out. So they become like best friends. And of course, like Callum realizes that he's in love with her and things are gonna go from there. And I cried. It was good. I ended up giving that one 4 stars, but I had a great time with it. And it's very fall. I don't know if that necessarily takes place during the fall. It's just, I mean, the Undertaker aspect of it is very fall-like to me. Then we have Beyond the Thistles by Samantha Young. This cover just kind of gives fall. And this is Walker, who is, you meet him at the end of the Adair family series. He's Broden Adair's bodyguard. And he ends up living on the estate and working as security for the estate. And Sloane is the heroine, and she's a single mom. And she had escaped to the Scottish Highlands after something happened with her daughter's father. And so she needed to run away and leave LA, and things are gonna go from there. He's like if you read the Adair family, which I started, so you could totally read this separate from the Adair family. I started with Beyond the Thistles, and then I went back and read the Adair family. And you see, if you read in order, like if you read the Adair family first, you see how Walker is with Sloane, because Sloane's a baker, and he's very much a sweet tooth, but he acts like he's not. He's just very grumpy and gruff, but like he's just so sweet to Sloane and her daughter. Yes, I gave that one 5 stars, and it started me on. Then I binged the entire Adair family series after that. Then next, this is a non-romance that is perfect for fall time, and I just read this recently, like this past week. And it is Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winstead. This book is everything that the blurb says. It says it is, why can't I think something meets Twilight meets Thelma and Louise. And I have never heard a more accurate description than that. It is so good and so creepy and just fantastic. 5 stars, loved it. Possibly a favorite book of the year. So, and it's great for the fall time. Like thrillers and stuff just are better for fall. And this one definitely hits like all the fall vibes. Then back to romances, of course, because I can't. Most of this is romances. Gravity of Us by Brittainy Cherry. This, I believe, takes place like around Thanksgiving. It starts around Thanksgiving. I could be wrong. It could be in the spring or it could be in the summer. I don't know. But the cover is very fall. It's small town. Like it just it's very cozy. I cried my eyes out. I absolutely adored this. This is Graham and Lucy. And Lucy is very much a sunshine. Like she just is happy and just wants to smile and wants everyone to be happy. And Graham is the absolute opposite. And something happens where Graham ends up being a single dad. And Lucy helps out Graham. And he's very reluctant at first. Like he does not want her to help. But she's like, no, like there's a reason that she's very drawn to helping out. And it's just so beautiful. And the romance didn't make me cry at all. Like the romance was beautiful. The family dynamics made me cry. Amazing. Perfect. 5 stars. Then the next one is a series of interconnected standalones. The Varsity Dad series. Football just is fall to me. Obviously, football happens in the fall. So any football romance really you could say is fall. But the Varsity Dad Dilemma this is the first, the Varsity Dad series. Every book has been 4. I think the second book was 4 stars, and then all the rest have been 5. Absolutely adored them so much. So the first book, The Varsity Dad Dilemma, follows Gabby and Ryder. And Gabby and Ryder they live across the street from each other, and they don't like each other. Something happened when they were freshmen in college. Now they're seniors, and they just have avoided each other. And one night, Gabby is trying really hard to sleep because she has something really important the next day. And their football house is having a big party. And her brother lives at the football house. She goes across the street, and it turns out that there's a baby on the front porch. And they were like, well, let's just give it to foster care. With a note that says, you're the dad. Here you go. Well, none of the football players who live in this house know who the dad is. And so they are like, well, let's just give it to foster care. Well, Gabby grew up in foster care and is like, no, this could be my niece's So, because it could be, it's her brother lives in the football house, so it's potentially his. So she's like, she decides to help out. And things between her and Ryder progress, and one thing leads to another. And yes, in the second book is Gabby's brother and her roommate, and Gabby's roommate. Then the third book is, so when Gabby moves out, another girl moves in. I can't think of the names of the two in the second book. Then the third book is Magnolia and Michael. And the fourth book is a new player on the team, Jake and Charlotte, who you meet in the third book. So like each book you kind of meet the next couple. And yeah, it's just fantastic. Like I said, it's like a 5-star series. Second book being The Anomaly, but even then it was still 4 stars. So yes. I don't know what it is, but Rockstar romances scream fall to me. Why? I don't know. I guess because it's like during the summer, I want to be outside. And a lot of times, like, fairs and stuff have concerts. And so, and like, those happen in the fall. So, I don't know. I guess just Rockstar romances scream fall to me. So, the next book is The Choice by A Jade. This is kind of a follow-up to The Words. And this follows Memphis and Skylar and Josh. And Memphis and Josh are brothers. And Skylar is their neighbor. And something happens, and Josh and Skylar end up really close and end up in a relationship. But Memphis always has kind of had a thing for Skylar. And Josh and Memphis aren't actually, like, they're not technically brothers. They're foster brothers. So there's no, like, blood relationship. And Skylar thinks that Memphis is jealous of Skylar. Not the case. But something happens with Memphis and Skylar, and Josh freaks out, and that's kind of how it ends on a cliffhanger. So do you know that? And the second part of the duet is not out yet. It was supposed to be out, like, I don't know when it's coming, but it does end up, but I don't know. Like I said, Rockstar romances just scream fall to me, and this one is, do know that these are, like, they are younger in this book. Like, I think, so, like, The Words had, like, the young part, and then the time jump. I think the choice is it was them young, and then the consequence is going to be them, like, at the same time as The Words / a little bit after The Words. But yes, still fantastic. Still gives me the fall vibes. Then next, another one that's a creature. Feather from the Sky by Jess Wisecup. This is a vampire. This is again a duet that is not complete yet, but just everything about this screamed fall. It's like the cover is fall. Vampires are very fall. Like, just, yeah. It follows Gwen and Roman, and Gwen is a human, and Roman is a vampire. And Roman, and they go to, like, a stranger boudoir shoot, and Gwen thinks it's a, like, random thing, but Roman has kind of put himself in her path for reasons. And yeah, things are gonna go from there. There's some primal play, there's some captor-captive situations going on, there's some dubcon. It's very, like, I believe that there are content warnings, so check those. But it is dark, but it is very good. Yeah, like, very, just gives me the fall feels. Then the last recommendation I have is another one. Historical romances, they are fall to me. So, and I just need a reason to rec this book. Forever Your Rogue by Erin Langston. I absolutely adored this. This is one of my favorite books. I believe this might even take place during the summer, but I don't care. Like I said, historicals just give me the fall vibes. They're very, like, I just want to curl up under a blanket with some tea and read a historical romance. And I don't really want to do that during, like, the summer and stuff, although I did read this during the summer, and it's fine. But it just gives, like, it's so cozy to me. This is Cora and Nate. And Cora is a single mom. She's a widow, and her deceased husband's family is, like, determined to take her children from her, and she's like, no. So she knows she needs to get married, so she enlists the help of Nate, who is a roguish man. And of course, Nate is going to fall for the kids and for Cora. And it's just so swoony and beautiful. And, like, I know there's a lot of discourse between like steam and romance. Like this is romantic with a good amount of spice in it too. But like this is just so romantic and you will not regret it if you read it. And the sequel novella is coming out soon. But yes, that. And then I have a couple books on my TBR that just scream fall. First one is You Again by Kate Goldbeck. Just look at that cover. If that's not fall, I don't know what is. This is two enemies who are like, they're sleeping with the same woman. And then it's like years later, they end up like reconnecting. They don't like each other. But yeah, I mean, just this cover gives fall. Then again, like I said, Rockstar Romances just scream fall. And I want to shout out a fellow booktuber, Michae Marie. Oh, hey, it's Michae. She wrote Take You Down. And that is on my TBR. Just again, Rockstar Romances give me the fall vibes. So that one's on my TBR. Then I have Bewitched by You by Kendra Mase or Mase. I don't know. Witchy. It's a very fall cover. She's even said it's kind of set during the fall. It gives fall vibes. So that. And then the last one, Dark Romances, always give me fall vibes. So I have Broken Little Pieces by Issa Marie. I've heard good things about this. I know nothing about it at all. But I went to Wanderlust and it was recommended by another author to read this. And the author herself, like, she gave me this book because it was a little damaged. I was, like, asking for recommendations and things. And, you know, obviously authors want to make money. But she was like, oh, here, like, I have this damaged one. I was like, oh, I'm not really, like, looking to buy books. And so she just gave it to me, which was amazing and, like, super sweet. And now I, like, have to read it because when an author gives you a book, like, you just feel, I feel the need. But, yeah, so those are the 10 books and the 4 books on my TBR that just give fall vibes without being, like, Halloween time reads. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me a fall leaf emoji. So whether, like, the maple leaf or the, like, 3, like, brownish leaves. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. And I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Bye.